After the rewatch, we have more insight on Drake Maye's performance down in Tampa. Let's start there. This is Locked On Patriots.
You are Locked On Patriots, your daily New England Patriots podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's happening? I am your host, Nick Cattles, born and raised in New England. I've been covering the Pats for the past 16 years. Also, the co-host of the Greg Bedard Patriots podcast with Nick Cattles and a sports radio veteran. Welcome to Locked On Patriots, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network, your team every day. On today's episode, we'll tell you how Josh McDaniels stayed focused on the long game and how it paid dividends. Also, we'll tell you why we should be talking about the free agency class as much as the draft class after the win on Sunday. But first, let's break it down with Drake Maye. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Let's pull away about 10,000 feet and look at what's happened the last 3 weeks with the Patriots, more specifically, Drake Maye. The 3 toughest defenses that Drake Maye has faced this year happened consecutively. Cleveland's defense, big test. Atlanta's defense, big test. Tampa's defense, maybe the biggest test. And Drake Maye and the Patriots went 3-0 against those 3 consecutive challenging defenses. And I'll tell you, going into my rewatch, I said to myself, I thought Drake Maye was pretty good. I mentioned it during the live post game, during the stream. I said, I feel like he was pretty good, all things considered. After watching the All 22, I am here to tell you that Sunday's performance, when you look at these 3 games, Cleveland, Atlanta, and Tampa, Sunday's performance against the Buccaneers might have been his best. It might have been Drake Maye's best game out of those 3. And he was better during the rewatch than I thought he was in real time. I want to start with something that is pivotal to Drake Maye's success, therefore pivotal to the Patriots' offense success, and that is the pocket awareness. Drake Maye needs to show that he has the pocket awareness and the ability to get out of trouble, remain a passer. We've talked about this, not run into sacks, not drift into sacks, not put himself in tougher positions. And on Sunday against Tampa, I thought Drake Maye's pocket awareness was much better. I thought his pocket presence was much better than it was against Atlanta. I did not think that Drake Maye bailed early out of the pocket. It might have happened maybe once, but he wasn't looking to run as soon as there was some kind of pressure. And watching Drake Maye stay in the pocket, stay calm, and not bail early, that is a step. That is a step forward. That is an improvement from what we've seen against the Falcons and even at times against the Cleveland Browns. We talked about all these sacks stacking up. Well, if you look at the sack that Drake Maye took on Sunday, it was a coverage sack. It was a coverage sack. I thought the pocket was good from the offensive line. I thought Drake Maye remained patient in the pocket, really had nowhere to go, didn't take a huge loss, took the sack. But it's a coverage sack. Those will happen from time to time. What you don't want is Drake Maye running into unnecessary sacks, unnecessary big plays for the defense. And when you look at the pocket awareness, the pocket presence, the pocket patience, the pocket poise, whatever you want to say, I'll give you the 3 plays, just the 3 plays that stood out to me a lot compared to some of the other plays. And Drake had, a handful of really good plays in this football game, but the 3 that stand out when I talk about pocket awareness and pocket presence, the Pop Douglas play against the blitz, 25-plus yard play, the Kyle Williams touchdown. Drake Maye is getting heat on him. And then you look at Mack Hollins, the 54-yard pass downfield. Drake Maye is getting a pass rush there. He's getting heat. And because he remained a passer, because he wanted to stand in the pocket, poised, tall, looking for a receiver, not looking to bail, he makes those 3 plays. And they're 3 tremendous plays. So the pocket awareness was better from Drake Maye. I also loved watching the fact that Drake Maye did not get rattled. He didn't get rattled in this game. He was mostly calm. He was mostly poised. And I love the word poised. If you're watching the all 22 and you're seeing this play out, usually early in Maye's career, if the heat started to come and he was dealing with a lot of pressure, sometimes, he's jumpy, he's jittery, he's unsure at what he's looking at. That didn't happen against Tampa. He wasn't jittery. He wasn't jumpy. He was calm. He was poised in the pocket against this defense, against this defensive coordinator. The pressure, the blitz did not bother him. And this wasn't like he was being kept clean and, there wasn't any pressure. Mike Giardi posted, per Next Gen Stats, Maye was pressured on 17 dropbacks. That's one shy of the season high, which was 18 at New Orleans. Evan Lazar points out Todd Bowles held up his end of the bargain, pressuring Maye on 41.7% of his dropbacks. Maye had 4 completions for 167 passing yards while under pressure, including the 72-yard touchdown to Williams while being hit in the pocket that I just mentioned. Greg Bedard wrote at Boston Sports Journal, Todd Bowles is a darn good defensive coach and makes it a 60-minute mental torture test for quarterbacks. Maye passed with flying colors. Drake Maye dealt with an elite pass rusher in Myles Garrett. Survived it. He went against experienced and creative defensive minds, Jim Schwartz, Raheem Morris, Todd Bowles. He got through it. And he passed arguably the toughest test on the road without Ramondre Stevenson and without Kayshon Boutte. You have to feel good about that. And the level of difficulty for some of these plays that Drake made, it just borderline insane. I was watching the Stefon Diggs touchdown at the end of the first half. I was watching that over and over and over again. And I actually took some screenshots on the computer of the all 22 at different stages of that play. And I posted it at Nick C Radio if you want to follow me. And when Drake Maye is getting ready to deliver the football, Stefon Diggs is not open. And you're trying to figure out, where's the window? Where does he see it? And the anticipatory throw, the fact that he puts enough air underneath it to only give Stefon Diggs a shot at that football, it is an unbelievable play if you break it down frame by frame. If you thought it was sexy watching it live, it's even better if you watch it frame by frame. And you screenshot. I took 4 screenshots of that play. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable by Diggs as well. The Kyle Williams touchdown, that play, the level of difficulty is insane. He's got pressure. He's getting hit. He's got to layer the throw over the defensive player. And then again, we saw on third down, you want to talk about calm. You want to talk about poise in the pocket. On third down, once again, Maye showed up. Second quarter, 2:37 left. 3rd and 7 from the Tampa 40. That's when Maye beats the blitz to Pop Douglas. Eventually, that turns into a touchdown drive. Third quarter, 3:23 left. 3rd and 7 from their own 38-yard line. Will Campbell, Jared Wilson, both beat on the play. Somehow, Drake Maye evades Vita Vea and finds Mack Hollins 15 yards, first down, keep the chains moving. Fourth quarter, 7:27 left. 3rd and 14, again, from their own 38-yard line. Will Campbell loses. Drake Maye's getting that pass rush. On his blind side, he's going to get hit. 54-yard bucket throw to Mack Hollins downfield. Third down, he's been doing it all year long. 3rd and long doesn't matter. And Greg Harvey from OptaStats posted, players in NFL history to have 25-plus 100 passing yards, 70-plus completion percentage, 250-plus rushing yards, and 5 or fewer interceptions through 10 games of a season. Drake Maye this year, that's it. He continues to put together a great season, and he got through. He got through Cleveland, Atlanta, and Tampa. Those 3 defenses, challenging defenses, very good creative play callers. He got through. Patriots 3-0, and arguably his best out of the 3 was his last. All right, 5 free agents played a key role in the win down in Tampa. We'll tell you who they were and the impact that they made next. This is Locked On Patriots, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. If you're a business owner, here's the truth. SaaS promised to make work easier, but now the average company is buried by hundreds of apps that slow down your teams and simply don't work together. That's not SaaS, that's sad. Software as a disservice. That's why you need Rippling. Rippling is the unified platform for global HR, payroll, IT, and finance all in one place. They've helped millions of businesses replace a mess of disconnected tools with one system designed to give leaders clarity, speed, and control. With Rippling, everything from onboarding to payroll to IT access runs automatically and perfectly in sync. And whether you want to run your entire HR, IT, and finance operations as one or just fill the gaps in your software stack, Rippling can do it all. And right now you can get 6 months free when you go to rippling.com/LockedOnNFL. Learn more at rippling.com/LockedOnNFL. That's rippling.com/LockedOnNFL for 6 months free. Terms and conditions apply. The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. You always have a shot to enjoy the game and enjoy the action. It is awesome. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. I love same-game parlays and have had my share of wins using that SGP icon on game days. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. And right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. I'll say it again for you. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Thank you for making Locked On Patriots your first listen of the day. Thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network, your team every day. And don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, to click that thumbs up, give us the like, throw a comment in your thoughts on Drake Maye's performance against the Buccaneers on Sunday. And don't forget to subscribe as we continue the march towards 7,500 subscribers. A lot of attention being paid to the rookie class after Sunday's win, and for good reason. They deserve the flowers. Travion Henderson, Kyle Williams, Craig Woodson was also pretty darn good in this football game. They deserve the credit that they're getting. The explosive plays offensively changed the dynamic of that football game. So there's nothing wrong with giving love to that rookie class. But do not overlook the free agency class from 2025. Because as I'm watching the game on the All-22, the free agent class stood out to me. And there were 5 guys, and there could be more guys I could throw out there, but there were 5 guys that really stood out that were part from the 2025 free agency class that made a difference, made an impact, and helped you win that game. Let's start with somebody who I've talked about a few times throughout this season, and for good reason. Khyiris Tonga continues to be the ultimate find. He has been awesome this year. And as if dominating on the defensive side of the ball wasn't enough, now he's helping you offensively. Now, as I go through the game, I keep a chart of plus-minus plays. My buddy Greg Bedard has done this for years. I've started to do this the past few weeks. I'm falling in love with it. I'm like obsessed watching film now. But, Khyiris Tonga, my plus-minus as fullback, when he's in the game offensively against the Buccaneers, he was a +3, 3+ plays as the fullback, just crushing cats. But defensively, he hasn't lost a step. Defensively, he was a +5. So when you combine his offensive impact and his defensive impact, for me, my grading, Khyiris Tonga was a +8 in this football game. And defensively, it doesn't matter if it's against the run. It doesn't matter if it's against the pass. He is going to make an impact play. So Khyiris Tonga deserves a lot of love. Stefon Diggs. Now, some of you might sit there and say, oh, of course, Nick, the touchdown catch. Yes, the touchdown catch. That was an elite play. I said it during the live stream. But Stefon Diggs' game on Sunday against the Bucs went beyond just that touchdown catch. He was actually my highest graded player on offense from Sunday's game. He was a +5. And the elite touchdown was there. He also, I thought, threw one or two really good blocks that helped the run game spring some guys free. And let's not forget his ability, his hands to recover the onside kick to seal the game. So Stefon Diggs continues to be a great free agent signing, leading that wide receiver room, coming up with big plays, helping Drake Maye on critical downs, now starting to find the end zone with a little bit more regularity. So Stefon Diggs deserves some credit for that win on Sunday. Mack Hollins, third guy that I want to mention here. 6 catches, 106 yards. He had 2 third down conversions that were significant plays. We talked about it, third quarter, 3:23 left, 3rd and 7 from your own 38. Drake Maye somehow slithers around Vita Vea, keeps both hands on the football. Great job by your quarterback there. And then finds Mack Hollins for 15 yards, converts the 3rd down, and then the 3rd and 14 play down the field. And let's not forget, there was another play, and some people didn't like the spot. Mike Vrabel did not challenge it, so apparently he thought the spot was okay. But you had that other 3rd down and long where Drake Maye finds Mack Hollins, and Mack Hollins ends up, like a yard short, half a yard short? So not only was it 6 for 106, but it was timely catches, big impact catches when you absolutely had to have them. Now, I will be honest here, a little bit of a mixed bag in the run game from Hollins against Tampa on Sunday. But overall, Mack Hollins was a plus for me, and he continues to be a pleasant surprise, doing even more than I thought he would on this team. Fourth guy is Chaisson, and he has continued to have a really, really good season, and I think he's going to make a decent amount of bank in the offseason as a free agent. Will he stay with the Patriots? I guess we'll wait and see. But to go back to my grading, I had Chaisson as a +5 against Tampa. Getting pressure. He had a very resilient sack where he got the initial pressure, and Baker Mayfield tried to break contain and get away from the pass rush. And he almost accomplished getting away from the pass rush. But Chaisson did not give up on the play. And we talked about it during the preview show. When you play Baker Mayfield, you best be ready for him to extend plays. You can't give up those big scrambles. It is a significant part of his game, and a significant part of that Buccaneers offense is Baker Mayfield escaping the pass rush and finding a way to get the offense 10, 15, 20 yards. And there was a sack in this game by Chaisson where he gets that initial pressure. He continues to chase Baker Mayfield from behind, and he gets the sack. Big-time play. You had the 4th and 3 blitz when the Patriots were up 21-16. They came up with the stop. 2 plays later, Travion Henderson gets his 69-yard touchdown run. So Chaisson, very good. And here's somebody who's been under the radar but deserves attention, and that's Corey Durden. I brought him up a few weeks ago, and, I did not think he was, spectacular last week. But I'm telling you right now, I thought 2 out of the last 3 games, maybe even 3 out of the last 4, Corey Durden, big defensive lineman, he's showing up. He was a +2 for me. He's 6'4", 305 pounds, so he's a big guy. He's physical. He is strong. And one of the best things that I love watching with Corey Durden is he has a motor. He's got a really good motor. And he is becoming a headache for offensive linemen. So you start to stack these guys up. Milton Williams continues to be really good. Christian Barmore had a quiet day against Tampa. But you've still got Khyiris Tonga, Corey Durden, Joshua Farmer made a play or 2. But those 5 guys, Khyiris Tonga, Stefon Diggs, Mack Hollins, Chaisson, Corey Durden, all signed this past offseason, all showed up big for you down in Tampa and helped you win an impressive football game. So good job by them. So not only did the draft class help you big time, so did the free agency class. All right, staying committed, even when something's not working, is tough to do, but it paid off for the Pats against the Bucs. We'll have that and more next This is Locked On Patriots, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Today's show is brought to you by our friends over there at Peloton. Look, folks, it's time to break through the busiest time of the year with a brand new Peloton cross-training Tread Plus that's powered by Peloton IQ. It's Peloton's most elevated technology and equipment yet that gives you real-time guidance, and it gives you endless ways to move, whether you want to work out by yourself or if you want to work out with your favorite instructor, like my personal favorite, Alex Toussaint. He always gets me fired up to tackle the day. And the thing I like about Peloton, it helps me achieve more in less times. They have features that help you plan, stay motivated, track your progress, and Peloton IQ also provides personalized workout plans and recommendations. That's something that I use right now during the busiest time of the year covering the NFL. They plan my workouts for me based on my mood, my vibe, and also my favorite instructors. So make sure you check it out and use it, because it also helps you correct your form in real time, and it maximizes your reps. It counts your reps so that you can do it smarter, safer, and more efficient. Let yourself run, lift, flex, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton cross-training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com.
I'll tell you, it is a much better experience rewatching these games when the team is 8-2. It has been a much more pleasant experience rewatching these football games. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Help a brother out, help a podcast out. So certain decisions and plays, when you rewatch the game, you put them under a microscope. And the Patriots, they remained committed to the running game, especially on first and second down. And there was a moment where they called back-to-back runs. It was right when they kind of felt like they were taking control of the game. And Tony Romo mentioned it on the broadcast and said, one of the things about the Patriots that they want to work on is they haven't necessarily put the foot on the throat. Now, I'm paraphrasing, but that's what Tony Romo was talking about. And right on cue, the first two plays, run. And the Patriots end up giving the ball right back to Tampa, keeping them in the game. There are going to be stretches in games. There are going to be play calls. There are even going to be weeks that you might not love what Josh McDaniels is doing. Overall, you've got to look at the big picture. And I think Josh McDaniels has been fantastic. And I think he deserves a lot of credit for where Drake Maye is in his progression and his development. But it doesn't mean Josh McDaniels is flawless. If you expect to agree with everything a coordinator does, I think that's unreasonable. You're going to have some plays. But the one thing that Josh McDaniels stood by on Sunday against the Buccaneers was, we're going to continue to run the football. And even if it's not working out for us great in that moment, hopefully it pays off for us down the road. And on early downs, it was a mixed bag. I'll give you some plays. In the first half, first drive, second and third down, no gain when you need 1 yard. Second drive, you had 3 first down runs on the second drive of the game. Those 3 first down runs resulted in 3 total yards. The fifth drive of the first half, you had a 1st and 10. Henderson gets 1 yard. You also, if you want to go to goal line, had a 2nd and 3rd down and goal where you went absolutely nowhere. But again, Josh McDaniels and Mike Vrabel, they were not going to bail from the run game and just drop it and become one-dimensional and say, we're going to have Drake Maye throw the football 50 times against this defense that brings pressure. So what did Josh McDaniels do? Second half, first drive of the second half on a 1st and 10, they run the football. And what's Travion Henderson do? Takes it to the house. 55-yard house call from Travion Henderson on a 1st and 10 run play. If you bailed on running early, what happens? You don't get the 55-yard touchdown. And this happened again later in the game. First fourth quarter drive, 2nd and 7, Henderson minus 2 yards. Second fourth quarter drive, 1st and 10, Henderson minus 4 yards. Third fourth quarter drive, 1st and 10, Henderson 1 yard. 2nd and 9. What does Josh McDaniels do? He stays with the run. And I didn't like the play call at all. but it results in a Travion Henderson 69-yard touchdown run. And what Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels would tell you is, yeah, we know that we were unsuccessful running the ball early a bunch, and we get it, but we're going to continue because if we can pop a run or two, that's what matters. And they popped 2 huge runs from Travion Henderson and almost had a third where Travion Henderson got tripped up, and if he didn't, he might have taken that to the house. So staying committed to the run, understanding you don't want to have Drake Maye always being a sitting duck in the pocket, it ended up working for the Patriots. As frustrating in real time as it could be from time to time, it ended up working. And if you look back, I charted all the first down play calls from Josh McDaniels because I think a lot of people would walk away from Sunday thinking that they ran the football more on first down than threw the football. That's not the case. In the first half, Josh McDaniels on first down called 8 passes and 5 runs. In the second half, it was even 50-50, 5 pass, 5 run. So for the game, Josh McDaniels actually called more passes on first down than runs. You always remember the last thing you saw. And I think a lot of people will look back in that second half to that run part that I mentioned when they could have taken control of the game and have that frustration and forget about some other things. Like running the football on 3rd and long with Travion Henderson, that play that almost busted out for a touchdown. I think he got 14, 15 yards. So I think Josh McDaniels continues to do a really good job, even though every once in a while we're going to be frustrated. Christian Gonzalez, I wanted to dig in deeper to his game because there seemed to be a lot of back and forth between he and Emeka Egbuka. And I got to tell you, the rewatch, it was an up and down day for Christian Gonzalez. He gave up some plays. I did not think he was as physical against the run as he was last weekend against Atlanta. But he did have some big wins. He had some crucial wins. Tampa's second drive, 3rd and 6. Baker Mayfield tries to get it to Emeka Egbuka. Christian Gonzalez shuts it down. The third drive for Tampa, 3rd and 3. Baker Mayfield, again, wants Emeka Egbuka. Once again, Christian Gonzalez shuts it down, and that opens the door to the Chaisson sack we talked about a little bit earlier. Tampa Bay's 4th drive, 3rd and 2. Craig Woodson has a blitz. And this is Christian Gonzalez mano-a-mano against Emeka Egbuka on a 3rd and 2. And it is fantastic coverage by Christian Gonzalez. No chance for Tampa. Nothing happens. And then you get into the second half. Tampa's second drive of the second half. Christian Gonzalez ends up with a defensive pass interference, one of those negative plays. But then he comes back. He keeps his head about him. And he forces incompletions on 1st and 2nd down to Emeka Egbuka. So he doesn't get down. He gives up a big play with the defensive pass interference, but he comes right back and gets the best of Egbuka on 1st and 2nd down. And then there was a 4th quarter drive by Tampa, 3rd and 9, the Patriots blitz. And Christian Gonzalez is all over, absolutely all over Sterling Shepard's screen pass that only goes for 1 yard. He attacks the play, gets the tackle. Good work. Overall, Christian Gonzalez finished the day as a net neutral, but he did make some huge plays that I don't think the Patriots win this football game without them. All right. I wanted to talk about one more thing here. The 1st and goal decision at the end of the first half. And there was some talk about it. We mentioned it on the live stream in the post game. And, Drake Maye said that he was trying to score. Mike Vrabel deflected multiple questions on whether or not they intentionally had Drake Maye kind of just flop around. I got to tell you, I watched the play multiple times again, and that was 100% intentional. Drake Maye did not intend to score on that 1st down and goal. No chance. I don't care what Drake tells me. I don't care. I don't believe you. I do not believe you. He doesn't even move his legs. He's not trying to push the nothing's happening. He literally gets the snap and he just kind of falls off to the side. 100% they were trying to not score on that play. And of course, you can look at it and you can question the decision by Mike Vrabel and you can say, how can you just give up a down? But Mike Vrabel, I'm sure he decided if we're going to do that on 1st and goal, we're going to go all 4 downs. If it takes us 4 downs to try to score, that's what we're going to do. that decision has to be made before you make the decision of whatever you want to call the flopping fish, Drake Maye, on that 1st and goal. Once you make that decision, you got to say to yourself, we're going on 4th down. If it's 4th and goal, we're going on 4th down. Now, hindsight, maybe you want to mix in a play action pass on 2nd or 3rd down, but maybe the Patriots were concerned about the pressure and losing yardage, and they didn't want to lose yardage, so you had the floppy fish 1st and goal, and then you had 2 runs into a brick wall that got you nothing. And I do wonder if the Patriots had lost any yardage during those first 3 downs. Does Mike Vrabel change his mind and kick a field goal? I don't know. But it ended up working out. And Mike Vrabel wanted to burn some clock and said, look, we'll burn clock on the 1st down. I believe this is what he said to himself and what he told the team and what he and Stretch talked about. Let's burn some clock on 1st down, and then we'll have 3 shots to get it in the end zone from like the 1 yard line. And if we can't get it in from the 1, it's our own fault. So interesting decision. It worked out for them, and Vrabel continues to be aggressive on 4th down. All right, that wraps up this edition of Locked On Patriots. Thank you for making us your first listen and for being an everydayer. Reach out to me on Twitter at NickCRadio. Don't forget to throw a comment in on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. And for your second listen, get a double dose of the Locked On NFL podcast with Tyler the Madman Rowland and Tony Wiggins. Find Locked On NFL on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.